Shabbat Shalom. We're going to open tonight's service with singing America the Beautiful, which can be found on page 681. And we're going to sing verses 1, 3, and 4. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Shabbat Shalom. No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward of what he gave. Calvin Coolidge. It is truly my honor to welcome and thank you for joining us this evening for the 4th annual Patriots Day Shabbat service. It is with our deepest gratitude and appreciation that we honor those who protect our country through their service in the military, as well as those who dedicate their lives daily to protect our community, here and throughout the United States, as police officers, firefighters, paramedics, and emergency medical technicians. We take a moment tonight to honor those who have answered a calling of honor, duty, and service, and dedicate their lives to protecting life, ensuring safety, and promoting peace, especially here within our own community of Prince William County and around the world. Communities around the country have sadly experienced much hate within the last year, enough so that our temple and the local mosques had begun to think more about security than spirituality. However, when our Prince William County Police Department felt their community could become victims of such violence and vandalism, they stepped into action. The chief, the assistant chief of operations, and deputy chief coordinated efforts to ensure our safety and be a presence visible to those who would try to do us harm. A presence that said to them, "Not in our town." Again, I want to thank you all for coming and letting us thank you personally for everything you give to our community. This time, I'd like to invite up Rabbi Liz Goldstein.
Shabbat Shalom. We're going to begin our service now with a traditional Hebrew opening of prayer on page 128. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good and how pleasant it is that brothers and sisters dwell together.
Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
This time I call up Alec Levy to say a few words in recognition of our visitors.
Thank you, Rabbi Liz. Good Shabbos. My name is Alec Levy. I am the Executive Vice President here at Ner Shalom. I retired the first time after serving 27 years in the Navy, including 21 active and 6 reserve. Tonight's service is about our community's first responders, military and law enforcement, both those who currently hold those positions and those who formerly held those positions. We have answered the call to protect, defend, and serve at all costs. We have stood the watch for the benefit of the community and the country. We have said goodbye to our loved ones and gone into harm's way. Tonight, all of us here at Ner Shalom recognize, honor, and thank all of you. Thank you for your dedication and commitment to Prince William County and its residents, to other communities, and to the United States of America. Thank you for keeping us safe and secure. And also, a special thank you to the families of all these patriots. In the roles we fill, there are many times when we are not present for holidays, birthdays, or other family celebrations because duty calls and we answer. And because of the nature of what we do, there is always the possibility that someday we will not come home. So thank you also to your families for their support and their sacrifices. I'd like to invite all those who serve to stand now, because tonight is about you. Thank you. This night is about every one of you. Thank you for your service. God bless each of you. God bless your families. God bless Prince William County, and God bless the United States of America. I want to recognize Chief McKee, the Fire Chief of Prince William County, and Chief Barnard, the Police Chief of Prince William County. And Chief Barnard, I'd like to invite you to come up to the bema to share a few words with us.
Well, good evening. It's great to be here at Ner Shalom, and I always look forward to coming, and I appreciate the invitation. And I want to thank you for holding and hosting this very important Patriot service this evening. I think that's great for the community, and I think it's wonderful that we recognize and pause for a moment to think about the events of 9/11 those years ago. I attended a service earlier this week, and I'm sure many of you did, to recognize 9/11. And I recall, and you know, everybody who's old enough, let's see, it might be a few who might not be old enough, but most of us probably are old enough to, of course, remember 9/11. And we all know where we were, I'm sure what we were doing, what the day was like. And if you remember in Prince William County, if you were here in the county at that time, it was just if not throughout the East Coast, it was a beautiful day. Blue sky kind of day, sun shining, and Monday was a beautiful day, sun shining. It was just a magnificent day. So I really is meaningful to us that the congregation does come together this evening and recognize Patriot Day and think about the victims that we lost and the friends we lost and the people we know and the stories we've heard, and to perhaps pay tribute to our first responders who worked so valiantly that day, who many lost their lives that day on the fire side and the police side, and recognize the sacrifices that they've made, and many who are ill from that tragic day, and who died since then from various illnesses. So it's just very fitting and very proper that we are here this evening. Ner Shalom is a big part of our community. It really is, and I've always, like I say, appreciated coming by and being here. It's an honor to be here. There is hate in our Commonwealth. There is hate across America, and I want you to know that we pay attention to those activities here in Prince William. When we recognize when things may happen somewhere across the country or even beyond that, but particularly closer we get with things that have happened recently here in the Commonwealth, that it can impact us in Prince William County. And we do everything we can to pay attention to those events, to make sure that we're doing what we can to safeguard our community. And of course that includes the synagogue, includes the great people who attend here. It just goes without saying how important this holy place is to you, and it's important to me too, because we need to all enjoy our religious liberties, and we need to enjoy our freedoms, but unfortunately sometimes hate does show itself. And we do everything we can in the police department to address those kinds of things when we see them, and to be aware of our situation, awareness, and do what we can to focus when necessary. So I share that with you to let you know that I'm your police chief and this is your police department. And we're always here for you every single day, every single day. And if you need something from us, you certainly can call me directly, contact me. I'm easy to find, but there's lots of great people in the police department you could reach out to as well. And I know the Fire Chief McGee feels the same way if you need something from the fire department. So I just want to say greetings on behalf of the police department, and greetings on behalf of all first responders that we have throughout our community. A number of them stood up a minute ago. And on behalf of all of us, thank you for hosting this event tonight. Very special to me, very special to everyone here this evening, and it's an honor to be here. And I hope that I get a chance to chat with you perhaps a little bit later. But thank you very much, and God bless. Thank you.
At this time, if you will please rise and join me in the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. We are now going to welcome in the Shabbat with our candle lighting. I'd like to invite up the Young family and Jensima, if Jurian is somewhere. Okay. The candle lighting blessing is on page 120. Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Thank you. After the service, we will have a lovely oneg, which means delight, little treats, provided by these families. Page 125. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world on this day. On this day, Shabbat abide. Page 132. Sing to Adonai a new song. Sing to Adonai all the earth. Sing to Adonai, bless God's name. Proclaim God's victory day after day. Tell of God's glory among the nations, God's wondrous deeds among all the peoples. For Adonai is great and much acclaimed. God is held in awe by all divine beings. All the gods of all the peoples were mere idols, but Adonai made the heavens. Glory and majesty are before God. Strength and splendor are in God's temple. Let the heavens rejoice and the earth exult. Let the sea and all within it thunder, the fields and everything in them exult. Then shall the trees of the forest shout for joy at the presence of Adonai, for God is coming. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the world justly and its people in faithfulness. Page 144. Now we have said some opening psalms of praise, rejoiced in how nice it is to be here together, and lit our Shabbat candles. So with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144, we segue fully into the heart of our Shabbat service. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, B'amadi rakirtei v'yamlich malchutei, V'chayechon
Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Kariv, V'imeru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabba Mevarach, Ve'al Amul Almaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei D'Kudesha B'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, ve'imeru amen.
Please turn to page 146 and rise for our call to worship.
Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai lai lai. Yai la lai lai lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. Please read with me on page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Page 151. As you taught Torah from those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. On page 152 is the Ve'ahavta, is the Shema, followed by the Ve'ahavta on page 154. If you are able, please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi Mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech u'shachbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'eineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tisteru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Le'yod lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Please be seated. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and be holy to your God. I am Adonai, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God. Page 157, please read responsively so that you're reading the indented lines on the lower half. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
Heavens declare your glory, and the earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Page 158.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osei feleh, nora tehilot osei feleh, malchutecha ra'u vanecha, vokei hayam, Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed.
Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? But thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up our guardian to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporeh sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 162. Those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your realm. The people that hallow Shabbat will delight in your goodness. For being pleased with the seventh day, you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing attention to the work of creation. Page 164, we turn toward the tefillah, the central portion of our evening prayer. So it will continue over the next few pages. If you are able, please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glories. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav LeHoshia Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofeh Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umidol Melach Melech Meinit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalu chasela Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 174. Find favor, Adonai, our God, with your people Israel, and accept our prayer in love. May the worship of your people Israel always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your Spirit upon us. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shechinato l'tzion. Page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael ba-shalom. We now take a moment for silent prayer. You might use the words on pages 180 and 181 or the meditations of your own heart.
Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'yimeru.
Amen. We turn our thoughts now to those who are ill and in need of healing. Our prayer for healing is in the middle of page 371. And in our community, we're praying for the healing of Ricky Grant, Hans Volomecki, Edith King, Brian Snyder, Alan Leon, Rhoda Wessler, Rosalind Cantu, John Kaur, Rhonda Butler, Deborah Sondock, Jeffrey and Jean Bracey, Sharon Buell, Diane King, Jean Walker, Gary Gentoff, Marion Finkel, Peter Winkler, Irene Rubin, Mary Kennedy, Denise Logan, Dawn Keys, Nancy Kronig, Colleen Blaylock, David Nemero, Jennifer Goldberg Rosenbaum, Ivy Bells, Bernard Strassner, Karen Thompson, David Gilbert, Molly Garifo, Louis Perlman, Alec Levy, Dean Ashley, and Ron Eli. If anyone else has a name of someone they're thinking of at this time.
Derek Hackley.
And we hold in our thoughts also all those who are still dealing with the aftermath of the hurricanes. Those fetid waters tend to spread disease, so we pray that they stay healthy and safe until their homes and such can be rebuilt as well. Mishaberach on page 371.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We also pray for the health and safety of all those in our community who are active military duty, first responders, and peacekeepers, those whose jobs around the world are dangerous so that our lives might not be. In our community, we recognize Oni Hinnanen, Joshua Ehrlichman, Martin Brown, Richard Rubino, Howard Mergler, Kyle Snet, Andrew Booth, Joseph Cald, Daniel and Bridget Stambowski, many members of the Nemero family, Pete Abelson, Jeremy Sharkey, Benjamin Hurd, Alexander Furman, Daniel Gilman, Curtis Miller, and Rob Apgar. And of course, all of our guests here tonight. If your name isn't already on our list, we hope God protect you and any of our, if we have any ships tuning in on YouTube tonight, watching our streaming of the service, we hope that you stay safe wherever you are as well. May the one who blessed our fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our mothers Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless those who are serving in our armed services. May God guard them and keep them from harm. If they find themselves in dangerous path, may God bring them back whole of mind and body to all those who love them. May it be your will, Adonai Tsevaot, to lead them to safety and to protect them from each and every enemy and ambush. May God make their journey successful and guard their going out and coming in with mercy and love, and let them be blessed to return home with life and peace now and forever. And let us say, Amen. On page 376, we say a prayer for our country. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us to all appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. Okay, you're not on my list. Go ahead.
President George Washington's prayer. Almighty God, Father of all human beings, to you we raise thankful hearts for deliverance from forces of evil. Deliver us also from the greater danger of ourselves. Have mercy upon us and forgive us for our part in the present desolation of the world. Awake us to a sense of responsibility in saving the world from ruin. Open our minds and eyes and hearts to the desperate plight of millions. Arouse us from indifference into action. Let none of us fail to give his utmost in sympathy, understanding, thought, and effort. Fulfill in us and through us your glorious intention that your peace, your love, and your justice may enter into the regeneration of the world.
Good Shabbos. This week's Torah portion is a double portion. Parashat Nitzavim Vayilech, in which Moses starts to wrap up his Deuteronomy-long speech to the people, which has sort of been recapping all of the events of the Exodus and reminding the people of the 613 commandments that they must promise to fulfill once they enter the promised land. In this parsha, Moses gathers the people by name. Previously, it's been sort of general, all of the Israelites are gathered. But in this one, he calls to all of the heads of the tribes, and he calls out all of your leaders and all of your water carriers and all of your wood carvers. Everyone, no matter how great or small your job is, must come together and hear the last of these promises of blessings and warnings of curses of what will come if they follow the rules and what will come if they don't follow the rules. So among these warnings is an ominous promise that God will surely hide God's face on the day that they break with God, they break commandments. I personally don't really believe that God interferes with our lives as directly or tangibly as depicted in the Torah, or that God has a physical face. So for me, when I read that God hides God's face, it's not that I think it's a punishment the way it's intended in this line, but I do think there are times when we feel God's presence very fully, and I think there are times when we don't. And for me, the question isn't so much why has God's face become obscured to us, but rather, what will we do in this situation? The Hasidic masters of the 18th and 19th century Eastern Europe say that there are times when God hides God's face, and there are also times when God hides God's face and we don't even realize that the face is hidden. We dwell in darkness and think it is light. I think there are also times, the inverse of this is true, when we feel that God's face is hidden, but we're just missing the signals. In times of crisis, we might ask ourselves, what are the clues we missed, the impending darkness we ignored before we reached this zenith? But rather, let us ask ourselves, where is the light we are missing in that dark time? Where are the glimmers of God's face, the divine spark in the people that carry us forward out of that crisis? How can we help to spread that spark further? On this Patriots Shabbat, we honor all first responders and leaders in our community who have helped others in times of crisis and who are ready to continue shining light in darkness in the future. And we remember those who have lost their lives as well in their attempts to do the same. May we all find the faith to keep looking for God's face even when it is hidden, and yet the courage to face the darkness when it falls. May we all know how to recognize when God's face is truly hidden from us and be the lights of peace that rekindle the divine spark in those around us. Amen and Shabbat Shalom, and thank you again for joining us on this Patriots Shabbat. At this time, I'd like to call up our congregant board member and former serviceman, Harry Kantrovich.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to go off script a little bit here for initially. You know, I get the blessings of speaking Patriot Days. I spoke earlier today to some of our new chief selects. Chief, it was great to hear you talk about 9/11 because that's how this came about. Today is also POW MIA Day. What I want to do with this is kind of talk about our heroes post 9/11 because a lot has gone on since then. And chances are that a first responder or a military member died last night protecting your rights as a citizen of the United States. If recent statistics and the law of averages holds up, others will die tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night for the remainder of our lifetime. Ordinary people? Or are they? Men and women who show up for work just like civilians, but they have a much higher calling. We think of Officer Ashley Marie Gwindon, 28 years old, fatally shot her first day on the job while answering a domestic call. Ashley was a graduate of Embry-Riddle University, holding a degree in aeronautical engineering. She served in the Marine Corps Reserve, was qualified to fly historical aircraft. During that same call, Officer Jesse Hempton, 31 years old, and Officer David McEwen, 33 years old, were both wounded. Firefighter Technician 1, Kyle Robert Wilson, 24 years old, assigned to Tower 512, a ladder company. They were dispatched to a house fire at 6:03 a.m. Technician Wilson was conducting a search upstairs for residents of this burning home. There was a rapid and catastrophic change in the fire and smoke conditions, and Technician Wilson became trapped. Valiant attempts were made by his fellow firefighters to rescue him, but they were forced from the structure as the house began to collapse. Technician Wilson succumbed to fire and smoke. He is survived by his parents, brother, sister, and a girlfriend. Fire Controlman First Class Gary Leo Rem, 37 years old, perished aboard USS Fitzgerald just recent, but not before saving 20 lives, and he died while trying to save 6 others. He called the sailors on his ship his kids. He left behind a wife. He was posthumously promoted to Chief Petty Officer. Lance Corporal Colin J. Wolf, 18 years old, son of our own Amy and Mark Wolf, died August 30th, 2006, while conducting combat operations in El Anbar province, Iraq. He perished from a roadside bomb exploding next to the truck he was riding in. Colin was a dancer, a baseball player, and a patriot who wanted to be a Marine since elementary school. Now, the writer Christopher McDougall says that extreme heroism springs from something that no scientific theory can fully explain. It's an illogical impulse that flies in the face of biology, psychology, actuarial statistics, and basic common sense. To believe McDougall is to agree there is no preparation for the superhuman acts that first responders and our military do every single day. July 14th, 2017. Where I work, Alexandria, Virginia. Early morning, active shooter on a ball field in the Delray section of Alexandria. Capitol Police, Alexandria Police, sheriff deputies, fire, and EMTs respond. There's no thinking about their lives. It's all about the lives of those ball players in harm's way. They didn't know they were members of Congress, and they didn't care. They knew that something had to be done, and they did it. Will Rogers said being a hero is about the shortest lived profession on earth. Heroes themselves will often tell you they have little recollection of their courageous acts, And if they do, that their actions were hardly premeditated and instead were spontaneous. And in their minds, at least, it was the only viable option at the time. Those acts usually last but a few moments, but have a prolonged and profound impact on those involved. Ask a first responder, a veteran, or an active duty military member why they do what they do. They'll tell you that they are part of something bigger than themselves, serving their country, serving their community. There's a line at the heart of the Declaration of Independence that I believe spells out why we are the greatest country and why our armed forces and first responders deserve our deepest gratitude. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those three unalienable rights are defended with American lives on a daily basis by two groups: first responders and military members. Two groups that are constantly criticized, two groups that are constantly placed under scrutiny, and two groups that are willing to make the ultimate sacrifice to allow America to be a better place. Today is a day, but not the only day, to say thank you to our veterans, to the police, to the firefighters, to the paramedics. Thank you to those who have and will continue to pay the ultimate sacrifice for our nation to be free and continue to have those unalienable rights. Your sacrifice is not without recognition. God bless our men and women in uniform. God bless America.
At this time, we turn toward our concluding prayers. The Aleinu is on page 586. And for the honor of opening the Ark for this, we'd like to invite up all of our honored guests. So you don't have to be Jewish, but if you're a police officer, a firefighter, first responder, military, serviceman, pastor present, elected official, did I miss anyone? Come on up. If everyone else would please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gdula yotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'gei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Thank you so much for coming. On page 598, we find the Mourner's Kaddish. You may be seated. On page 598, we find the Mourner's Kaddish, a prayer to remember those we've lost who are still here with us in spirit, but not in body. But the words themselves are words of praise to God, that even in our darkest time, we remember that God has a plan, that God is looking out for us, and we can always turn to God for guidance and support. In our community, we are marking a yahrzeit, an anniversary of death, for Lillian Rosen, Archie Cohen, Toby Bernstein, and Harold Topolsky this week. And we're still within the first year of death of Heather Heyer, Jackson Hunter, Susan Anderson, Thelma Oventhal, Carl Weissman, John Lale, Audrey Prince, Dorothy Bass, Hinda Mirsky, Rose Nemero, Nick Ralston, and Elise Gibson. If anyone else has a name of someone they're thinking of tonight, please share that. There are many traditions on who stands for the Mourner's Kaddish. Some people feel that it is only for mourners to stand and that it's bad luck to stand if you are not in active mourning. And some feel it's very nice to stand in solidarity with those who are mourning. So I leave it up to you. If you are comfortable, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkada shemei Rabbah be'alma divra chirutei v'imlich malchutei b'chaye echon u'vyom echon u'vchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei dekudesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Please be seated. I'd like to call our president back up for some announcements.
Try to keep this brief, but gotta cover some of the important stuff.
There's a lot coming up.
As you all know, High Holy Days is coming up this coming week. The High Holy Day tickets are in the mail and you should be receiving them. If you have not received them in person from Heidi, you should receive them either tomorrow because they were sent out Wednesday or Monday. If you have not received them by Monday, please reach out to us. We'll make sure it's taken care of. That reminds me, renewals, please go on Shul Cloud, renew your membership. That's all I'm going to say about that one. For those interested in Tat Shabbat will return in October once the High Holy Days have passed. On the 24th of September, that is right after religious school, from 3 to 6, we have the International Day of Prayer for Peace being hosted here. We'll have congregations, at least 10 different congregations from around the county joining us here of different faiths. We invite you all to come. This is not exclusively any religion. This is an opportunity for us all to come together as a community and join in a prayer and a thought of peace. If you have any questions, both Rabbi and I have sat on the planning committee, and we will answer any questions that you may have. As for congregation Ner Shalomers, if you would like to cook any dishes, please come see me after services. I could definitely use some chefs because it will be a potluck after the event. Here comes more asks of you. If you like weeding, or lawn work, or sanding the playset, please come and join me this weekend. Please come and see me after the service because we like to have the property looking good for Rosh Hashanah, and It's coming upon us quick, and the more help, the easier it is. I will be discussing with those that are interested in participating in that type of fun and good deed. I'll remind it's a good deed. I'll be discussing the times with you when you approach me, so. We're still accepting computer donations for the temple. We have some very old computers. I think they may have been around when I was born, I'm not sure. So, I know they weren't. I had one of the old ones. But if you do have any computers that you are no longer using and would like to donate to the temple, we will give you the tax form for that. But we will also wipe the information clean so that we can use those for the religious school and for the temple. They would be much appreciated. And lastly, on the announcements, I want to mention the CNS Portrait Fundraiser. You may have seen a mailer come out through your email. Terry Krebs, one of our own congregants, is volunteering his photography services in a fundraiser to support the Torahs that you saw in our ark. They need repairs, and we want a fun way of helping raise the money for them. It'll take place Saturday, October 14th and Sunday, October 15th. There is a Sign Up Genius link that is in the email and also available on Facebook, and I will repost it again in the coming days on Facebook. You can sign up for any time slot. There'll be 30-minute time slots for the sittings. If you're interested in Terry's link to see some of his pictures, which I've seen some of his down at the reserve, it's a lot of very interesting animals. Some I don't know why you got that close to, but they're very awesome pictures, and I'm excited. I think you may knock out 10 pounds or so from my pictures. So, lastly, I'd like to recognize Supervisor Ruth Anderson and Delegate Rich Anderson for their attendance tonight. I saw you come in, and I'm glad you were able to make it tonight. Thank you. And thank all you, the first responders and military, both retired and active duty. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Slichot is the service that leads us into the High Holy Days. So it's tomorrow evening at 7. It'll be fairly short, lots of singing, sort of meditative feel to it, and then it will close with a Havdalah service.
So tonight we will close the service with the singing of God Bless the USA. Some of you may have the lyrics. If you don't have the lyrics and you would like to look over someone's shoulder, just scoot a little closer to them. I'm sure they won't mind. If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I'd had to start again with just my children and my wife. I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you. May God give you peace. Please join us for Kiddush and Oneg in the hall.